guys, how y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, things have gone from bad to worse. It looks like that $100 million lawsuit, the lawsuit you thought that was going to get all the money back that you spent on those lawyers, the lawsuit that you needed to go through in order to, according to the streets, get the rest of the money that the Trump administration wants to pardon you. Guess what? It looks like that $100 million ain't happening. And it looks like NBC News said you got to go play with your mama because I'm not the 1, 2, 3, or 4. You guys, what am I talking about? If you guys don't know, Diddy, when he got when he was cleared for the RICO and the sex trafficking, if you remember, and I am old enough to remember, Diddy then came out swinging and sued everybody. All right. And he even sued NBC, right? And he vowed to start with NBC, and then he was going to move down to everybody else on the list. He sued NBC for $100 million. Now, when that happened, I said, boy, you must be out your mind. I know your lawyers like to bully the little people that sue you because you were outclassed. You have a whole media PR team. You have a bunch of broke A ninjas defending everything you do. I said, I see why you think you can bully little people into silence, but you're going up against a mega corporation, one that got more money than you ever had, and you think you're going to get $100 million from them. Now, people said the reason why he won that $100 million, that's why he lawyered up with 9 lawyers. That's why he was blowing through money. Because don't forget, a lot of people and the sources that are out there said, and I think a lot of articles said that Diddy was furious because his team had told him from the beginning, don't worry, you're not walking away. Don't worry, you're not going to serve any time. And by the 3rd time my bail got denied, I would have started looking at them like, are you sure I shouldn't worry? Because been here for a minute, right? But they were telling him, don't worry, you're going to get off. Don't worry, it's going to be time served. Don't worry. Once we get you off, you can go back and sue the U.S. government for the raid. Because don't forget, Diddy was so upset the way that raid happened. He said, this is an abomination. You have my children in handcuffs. I said, well, a lot worse was to come. They had to sit in court and listen to the way their dad liked to be butt naked with burqas in the background, diddling, even though maybe they already knew that about their dad. I'm just saying. He said he was high for 15 years or 25 years. This is the first time he's been sober. People that are high off their own supply, they do weird things, weird, creepy things. You know, they don't have boundaries. So anyway, back to Diddy, right? So Diddy, he lawyered up with 9 lawyers and he was blowing through money. Now, here's the thing. Diddy has assets. He has homes. He has a jet. He has cars. But when it comes to liquid cash, which is the most important thing when you have to pay your legal team, when it comes to liquid cash, he was a little bit struggling. All of his friends didn't really want to loan him money because there would have been, since he was under investigation for the RICO and stuff, they would have had to go on record as the fact of what they were doing with the friends, with this, with that. The point of the matter is he found himself rich but cash poor. He still paid his lawyers out of it. However, this lawsuit, people are always trying to say that was his way of recovering its lawsuit and also the lost income that he lost while he was being held. And he was going to use that money to sue the feds because his lawyer said he had a case. At least that's what the streets are saying. And also, of course, to sue the big networks that talk trash about him. And once he got the big networks under his thumb and sued them, then he would go down to the bloggers. He would go down to the little people. And he would keep going like a giant monster swooping down on his prey. At least that's what he thought. So the first big fish that was going to actually fall was his lawsuit against NBC. And guess what? The NBC says you about to lose, and you about to lose because in court you admitted to everything we said. Your reputation is ruined. We could say you like literally sending puppies up to the moon to be used as Martian sex slaves, and we would believe it. His reputation was ruined. Again, his lawyer's defense was not, he's a great guy, he wouldn't do it. His lawyer's defense was, okay, I did it, but it's not illegal. They wanted it. Yeah, I did all that, but that's just is what happens in a loving relationship. Again, he should be thanking his lawyers got him out of a RICO charge. However, all that mess about who ruined your reputation's ruined anyway, right? Get this. They said Diddy may be behind bars. This is directly from The Root. Diddy, and I think Vibe was the one that broke this. Diddy may be behind bars, but that doesn't mean his legal issues are done. In fact, they're far from over and proven to be a bit more trickier than he may have once thought. Or at least that's a sentiment that could be derived thanks to a new update regarding the lawsuit he filed against NBC. Okay, in February 2025, Diddy filed a defamation suit against NBC Universal for their documentary Diddy, The Making of Bad Boy, which premiered on Peacock a month prior. Diddy and his legal team alleged that the company, as well as Peacock TV and Ample Entertainment, falsely, recklessly, and maliciously accused him of serial murking and sex trafficking in the documentary. Now, the serial murking, I don't know, but the sex trafficking, you were on trial for sex trafficking. Was it really that much of a jump? Anyway. He was seeking $100 million in damages for severe reputational and economic harm as a result of the defamatory claims made in the film. Really, Diddy? That's why you got reputational harm and that's why you lost money? Because the documentary that came out while you were in jail for RICO, sex trafficking, and we were watching Cassie's tape be played in like 4K, that's the reason you fell? All right. They said jumped in November 2025, and that suit appears to have hit a snag as NBC is pushing back against Diddy's claim, and they're using Diddy's own words to do so. In particular, to buck against the allegation that their documentary caused severe reputational and economic harm, the media platform is instead pointing to Diddy's own admissions as the real reason for it. Specifically, the company is referencing a statement Diddy allegedly made during his during the trial. They're saying this directly contradicts Diddy's claims that their documentary was the thing that sent his career into a downward spiral, and instead puts the blame back on Diddy. They're saying that Diddy needs. Hold on, really quick, y'all. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I know you like TC. You skipped over the best part. Let's get to the part where Diddy was saying, Diddy's statement. So Diddy said, because of my decisions, I lost my freedom. I lost my career. It totally destroyed my reputation. NBC's lawyer said, and there you got it. There you got it. Now, for those of y'all think I'm mocking Diddy, that's the way he really said it in court. I'm just saying they should nominate me for an Oscar because that was lifelike. Anyway, NBC argues that directly contradicts Diddy's claims that their documentary was the thing that sent his career into a downward spiral and instead puts the blame back on Diddy. However, Diddy, you know, he ain't never one to take anything lying down unless he naked from the neck down with a burqa on, watching somebody from the corner. Diddy's camp is pushing back on the argument. They said NBC's argument makes a single remark out of its legal context and has no relevance to whether the documentaries meets basic standards of accuracy and responsibility, said their new beleaguered publicist, Judah. The lawsuit challenges NBC's publication of allegations that are factually unsupported and contradicted by official records or sourced from undisclosed or unreliable individuals. Those issues will be decided on the merits in the court. I'm confused. What legal? You're talking about that ignores the legal implications. You sat up in court and said, this was me. I ruined my own reputation because of my horrible thing. So unless you were lying, I mean, isn't that what happened? Unless you were lying, isn't that what happened? Anyway, listen, it looks like Diddy is very, very close to losing this $100 million lawsuit. And again, his goal is to win the $100 million lawsuit against NBC. And again, why is he focusing on this? Because he needs that cash. He needs the money. NBC NBC knows that he needs that cash. Diddy knows he can get that cash like that. And once he gets the money from NBC, then he's going to sue everybody in every documentary. He's going to sue bloggers. He's going to sue papers. He's going to sue everyone. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't try to sue a few of his victims. I'm being serious. But at the end of the day, did he need that money? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he can. I don't know. You know what? That's an off-color remark, and we're going to leave that right there. Anyway, you guys, shout out for Diddy for thinking NBC is going to roll over. Their lawyers are on it, and at the end of the day, Diddy ruined his own reputation. But again, in Diddy's mind, there's a difference between a woman beater, a cheater, a perv, all this stuff, and somebody that's involved in RICO, because apparently, I guess. Here's the thing. I know there's a difference, but your reputation's ruined. I would actually want to be known more for RICO than being a woman beater that sits in the corner with Tim's on naked and a burqa from the head up. Anyway, y'all, wishing he was the woman that he's abusing, in my opinion. Again, this is all my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.